Both Sides of the Conversation family. We welcome you to this virtual space crafted especially for you. My name is Jada Curry, and I'm Both Sides of the Conversation's Marketing Director and Graphics Design Specialist. I want to take some time to ground us all as a community into this space we are about to open up in, so let's go through our community standards. Both Sides of the Conversation is providing a safe and honest space for open conversation, so we ask that you all be respectful of that. We also ask that you be respectful of each panelist, host, and participant. We do encourage healthy debates and conversations. Don't personalize anything with anyone. This includes name-calling, bullying, trolling, or shaming. This will not be allowed or tolerated. Your perspective is yours. It is not a prescription. You do not have to agree, but show respect. These community standards apply to all of our live shows and any virtual spaces that we hold on social media, including YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. We want to make sure that we are caring for each other as a community. This is our priority in all of our endeavors as both sides of the conversation. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's show and continue to stay in touch with us via YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or all of them. All right, thank you for listening and see you soon.
Welcome, everybody, to Both Sides of the Conversation. I'm John Henry, Executive Director. Today is Tuesday. So you know what that means, community. We're going to have another Hidden Gem segment where we show up here every Tuesday at 7 o'clock. And I know people are like, it's not 7 o'clock yet. Well, we got a lot of events. So we want to make sure that we get here, get on time, get the information out to the community, and hear from these phenomenal hidden gems that we have here today. Also, community, y'all know this is my favorite show of the week because it's positivity. It's something great happening. It's some business, and it's some amazing folks that are doing something to impact community. With that being said, it's been a challenging week. There's been a number of violence incidents in our community. There's spiritual warfare going on all across our community. And as community, we have to continue to uplift each other. We're going to have some conversations. I want to talk to the fellas of the community, and we're going to bring some fellas on. We have to have a conversation about what are we doing as males in our community, how are we impacting, and how are we going to work together to uplift our community. So many terrible things that are happening, but it is so many positive things, so we don't want to overshine it. But we got to have a conversation because there's some changes that need to happen in our community, and it starts with the fellas. A lot of the ladies in our community are doing the work. We got to do our work, fellas. We got to have a real conversation. It's some terrible things that is happening, and we'll get to it and talk about it. We're going to have a conversation with the fellas because we got to correct some things in our community, and we can start in little pods to build out something great. Before I get Tony and them up here, we got another atmospheric bomber storm, as they calling it, coming into the Bay Area. They are predicting flooding and everything across the Bay Area. So community, get ready. We're going to have some heavy rain. It's going to get cold out there. Make sure you got your sandbags. Make sure you're ready for power outage and trees and flooding. Get ready. This is supposed to bring some nice rain here to the Bay Area. Even though some folks don't like the rain, we need this rain. We've been in a drought way too long, and it's nice to see the greenery on the mountains. I was driving through and I was going, man, it's so beautiful to see green. Last few years without no rain, all the mountaintops were brown and dried out. Nice to see some life. The oxygen in the air is getting better, but with that nice oxygen, the allergies is up. I've been running. My eyes is burning, but again, the pollen is out. But again, community, we got a lot of work to do, but these particular segments here always help us to stay positive and keep going. It's a lot of love, even though it's spiritual warfare happening. We know the enemy is coming for us, but we got to continue to stick together and uplift each other. With that being said, our co-hosts are here. Pretty Tony. What's going on, Pretty Tony?
Hey, John Henry. Happy Tuesday, community. Happy to be here as usual. Love Tuesdays, like John said. You said you seen some greenery on the mountains. I seen some snow on the mountains. when you come right into Walnut Creek, you see all the mountains and it got snow. I was like, wait a minute, what's going on? But yeah, my allergies has been acting up as well. I can't shake this cough, community. So pray for me, please. But I'm excited about the show today. We get to be in community. We get to get some hidden gems on this platform and see what they're talking about and what they all about. And that's always exciting. So you guys enjoy the show. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. Get ready for an awesome show. And if you have any topics, because, like John said, there's some things that need to be done in the community. If you got some burning desires, some burning topics that you guys would like for us to display on this platform, our platform, reach out to us, because we always want to know the hot topics and we always want to talk about things that other people don't talk about on their platform. So reach out to us, y'all.
Man, definitely glad to have you here, Tony. It's always great to be in space with Tony. And I'm just happy to continue to work alongside you, community. We got a lot of work. With that being said, Khalees is here. She's back. She's going to do all my amazing read today because my voice is going away. But Khalees, welcome back. Holla at the people.
Yes, so glad to be here on both sides of the conversation. It's still Women's Month, so that's another thing that we're going to outline and keep that in mind. I'm excited about Hidden Gems and see what everybody's going to be presenting to the community today. So just looking forward to it.
Wow. And I just want to say this, Tony, before we go, the power of our both sides of the conversation community is so real. We did get a law firm that's going to reach out and mentor our young Queen Brandy. See, community is stepping up. So, Brandy, y'all that missed the Sunday conversation.
That's the power of closed mouth. You got to ask, community. See, we told y'all, ask and you just may be served. So there it is. Yeah. That's a blessing. That's favor in the kingdom.
Man, I'm so excited because, our Sunday conversation was powerful. And when we hear our youth ask for that type of support, I always say it is our job, community, elders, not just to walk around and pump our titles and who we are. How are you giving back to impact our young folks? So that call to action happened. And we already have a law firm that's stepping up and going to bless the young sisters. So I'm excited about that as well. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump into some of the community news, some of the things that's taking place across the Bay Area. And then we're going to jump into our community announcements. We'll get into tonight's segment. So with that being said, y'all have to excuse me because my allergies is drying me up, y'all. In the breaking news that a lot of y'all have seen across the news, there was 4 U.S. citizens who were kidnapped at gunpoint in Mexico. They saying that this was a case of mistaken identity. They said that some of the Mexican drug cartel thought these African-American visitors were drug smugglers from Haiti. And, there's a drug war going on, but it's just sad and tragic to see 4 Black citizens here from America in Mexico being killed. Again, the FBI and a number of entities are investigating and working with the Mexican officials. Tragic news. I know a lot of folks, when they heard that and seeing the pictures of the African-American folks that was out there, was very disturbed and concerned. And, again, things happen when you go out of the country. It can happen anywhere. But again, folks, still, we can't be afraid. We got to get out and travel and do the things we need to do. But be careful, community. All y'all traveling folks that's hitting the roads this holiday season. We know spring break is coming up. Just be careful when you're out in these other countries. There's a lot going on in the world, and a lot of people are being affected. Also going on, Facebook Meta is planning to lay off another round, thousands of employees. They talk about 11 to 15,000 employees. As you all heard here on this platform and across social media, it has been a layoff frenzy here in California, especially in the Bay Area. And y'all know when these jobs go, the rest of the country starts to feel the impact. There was a number of organizations last Friday who laid off thousands. I think it was 100,000 people who was laid off last Friday. Again, these layoffs are real. They impact all industries, and discretionary funds are getting tight. Community resources are getting tight. If you guys are looking on the news, the number of increase in robberies, home invasions, and crimes are going up. People are being desperate. If you all been paying attention, there's been about 55 ATM machines across the Bay Area that's been robbed, scammed. So you guys be careful when you go into ATM machines. These people been putting scammers on there, stealing people identity and credit card information. People are starting to be desperate, community. And again, for all the folks out there who have resources, if you are a small business or a business that can hire folks, please reach out to us so we can get your information out, as a lot of folks are being impacted by this job market. They've been predicting that this recession was going to hit in early June, but I don't even think we're going to make it to June, as more and more layoffs are happening. Also, a number of other companies outside of the tech industry has also put out that they'll be laying off 25,000 employees across the Bay Area. So again, it's going to get tough. It's going to get tight. This year is getting rougher and rougher for our community, where we are mostly impacted as the eviction moratoriums end, the COVID moratoriums is ending. A lot of emergency things that were put in place to help community get through this COVID is now coming to an end, and our families are being challenged financially with housing, food, and other things of that nature. So again, community organization, community folks that have resources, churches, all of y'all, make sure that we are reaching out to support our community when you have groceries, when you have resources, because our community folks are going to need that support. Some good positive news. There was several Bay Area colleges who were ranked in the top 25, and we'll read off a couple of them. It's just great to see some of the local colleges still getting recognition for the work that they're doing. I know our young people are always looking to go to the best, but at 25, the University of San Francisco was top 25 university to go to. Santa Clara University was 15. University of California, Berkeley. So UC Berkeley was ranked 8, and number 1 was Stanford. So shout out to all the folks, the amazing folks at Stanford. Y'all was number 1. But again, it's nice to see Bay Area universities still on the top. Okay, you still could come to California and get an amazing education. And I know the UC system. All right, just want to put this out there to our young high school graduates and the folks who are trying to get into the UC system. There is a major push for equity to bring Black students into the university system. There is a mission pledge that's going out. We're going to be sharing that link and information. They are actually doing an amazing job to try to recruit, to make sure that African-American students here locally get an opportunity to get into UC Berkeley, UC San Francisco, UC Davis, and things of that nature. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen. The brother who is over all of the UC system, Brother Michael, is really changing the narrative when we talk about equity for the UC systems. So just want to give Michael Drake a huge shout out for the work that he's doing as the president over all 10 UC campuses, the real work that takes place behind the scene community. Institution as large as the UC system, it is so hard to move change and bring equity to the community. For him to continue to commit the way he's committing to make sure that African-American students get an opportunity, it is a blessing. So don't forget, there is change happening. We know there's some disparities and some issues that continue to impact all of our large institutions. But whenever you can have a Black leader at that level, making sure that all of those campuses are bringing true equity to our community, you got to shout out the King and give him the support. Nothing's perfect, but with time, with dedication and commitment, change can happen, and that brother's changing the narrative. So shout out to him and to the folks at the UCRP that's making sure Black folk in the Bay Area get opportunities. With that being said, I'm going to pass it over to Khalees so she can go over the community events, and then we're going to get into our first guest tonight.
Wonderful. Welcome. So glad to be here. So we have a lot of events coming up. We have reparations policy subcommittee meeting, which is happening March 10th at 5:30. There will be a link to follow. OMI Cultural Project is at the San Francisco Library. Aztec Mexica, that's the 2023 New Year celebration. That's happening March 11th, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. at the Ingleside Branch Library in the courtyard. And we also have the link if you want to find out more information about that. Coalition of Africans in the Diaspora, Black Migrants Navigating the Legal System. There are great speakers. that's going to be presenting. That's March 14th, 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. And you can register at Eventbrite. Let Your Voice Be Heard. DKI present by Supervisor Shaman Walton. That's March 14th on the steps at 12 p.m. It's the Board of Supervisor meeting. 3 p.m. San Francisco City Hall, room 250. You can call into Zoom 415-665-0001 with the meeting ID 2497-265-2335#. Support for families. There's a free conference for families of children with disabilities. That's March 18th at John O'Connell High School, and it's virtually available as well. For more information, we have the link below. Reparations Listening Sessions is the Anti-Black and Gay San Francisco. That's March 23rd, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the McLaren Complex at 250. That's 2130 Fulton Street, and you can register also at the link below. Girls Who Code's Free San Francisco Summer Program has 2 free programs. The deadline is March 24th, so you'll have to access that link. HRC is working with USF students, University of San Francisco students. There's listening sessions reparations plan. That's April 7th at McLaren Complex 250. Also April 20th at the McLaren Complex 250. That's 2 days, April 7th and April 20th at the McLaren Complex 250. You can RSVP at eventbrite.com. Girl Fly Summer Art and Activism Program. That program is for San Francisco-based teen girls and GNC youth ages 14 to 19. Applications are due May 1st. You can access that link for more information. The San Francisco homeowners in the Bayview, OMI, and Western Additions area has Mayor Breed's Dream Keepers initiative. That's a 100% forgivable loan for home repairs. For the details on that, you can call 415-295-2043 or email melanie@rtsdf.org. Magic Zone still has open enrollment for cohorts 3rd through 5th grade and middle school students. Academic support, enrichments, and sports activities. There's an application for a link right there. So you always want to keep your children busy. So make sure you get them into something positive and access all the links that we're providing. Dev Mission Computer Lab has a new STEAM hub. All K through 12 students, free program. Now until June 2nd, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. We have a contact person as well as a phone number that you can call to get your kids involved in something until June 2nd. That's on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, so you can keep them off the streets and out of trouble. They'll be able to do something positive, especially with a computer lab. They may be a little techie, because I'm telling you, in the job market now, you have to be techie. There's youth workshops. Job referrals, resume building, skill building, professional networking. You can schedule an appointment, and we have a link for you to follow. 3rd Street Youth Center and Clinic College Jump Program. That's a program offering college readiness and process for ages 12 to 24-year-olds. College Counts program, you can apply. Very important. So, of course, all of the children now for college education is pretty expensive, but it is required. We need that in today's society, and to get your way successful in the real world. So high school seniors in San Francisco, you have the opportunity to apply for a $5,000 scholarship. Mayor London Breed has a program. The deadline is March 17th, which is quickly approaching. The deadline is at 5:30, March 17th. Keep that in mind. The link is there, so you might want to get your hands on some of that money if you're planning on attending college, and I hope you do. Saving to Build My Dream Art and Video Contest. You can win also $500 in scholarships. The deadline is March 24th. For more information, we have email celia.u@sfgov.org, and we'll have that link for you to be able to follow. Hope San Francisco is accepting academic scholarship applications. Students who live in Alice Griffith, Potrero Terrace Annex, Hunters View, or Sunnydale. The deadline is April 14th. We have a link. That's already 3 scholarships. So I suggest that you go ahead and follow all 3 of those and get what you can for college. The City and County of San Francisco has an upcoming career event, Career Resource Fair, which is April 15th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Civic Centers Plaza at 355 McAllister Street in San Francisco. You can register at www.career.sf.gov. IT and Web Development Apprenticeship. There's a spring cohort that begins April 1st. This is for ages 16 to 24 years old. Now that's some techie stuff. IT and Web Development, it's an apprenticeship, so you can acquire the skills that's necessary to become tech savvy, because a lot of us old folks, we're not tech savvy. And at the website below, acwdb.org, you'll be able to get the information. But most importantly, join our youth team. You heard it earlier. There was a young lady on our show Sunday that got access to some very important lawyers. And so being a part of both sides of the conversation, the youth team, we embrace you. We love the children. It is important for the success of our children. So join the San Francisco youth. We need volunteers. There's a paid stipend. All you high school and college honor roll students, go ahead and access our email at hr@bsotc.org. And that brings us to the ending of all our events.
Well, those are all of the events. And then lastly, we are still looking for volunteers to help support our organization's mission and vision. If that is you, because I hear a lot of people in the community, I want to get connected. I want to figure out how I can help. I don't know how to get connected. Definitely, we have some opportunities. If you'd like to come support, use some of your skill sets to help impact our community. There's a lot of things that we can use support in, from IT, event planning, different things of that nature. Come check us out, join the squad and see what we're doing so that you can also be a part of the work that's taking place. Also, if this is your first time following us, checking us out, please go to all of our social media handles and check out some of the work we've been doing in community. Find out how you can keep up with what we're doing. We on every social media handle. We on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We all over the place. Just type in Both Sides of the Conversation. You'll find us and connect with us. All you got to do is look at the logos and you'll see that's who you need to click on. Also, our next upcoming live show is this Thursday as we continue to intentionally bring the right information to our community to help educate and empower our community with information. You're going to see a phenomenal presentation this Thursday, so looking forward to seeing that. And then this Sunday, we'll have another Sunday conversation for community as we continue to tackle the issues that impact the Black and brown community. When we talk about the taboo and and all of the stigma conversations, we're going to address those hard conversations and make sure that we have it to impact community. With that being said, enough of us. I know people sitting around saying enough, get to the hidden gems. We're going to go ahead and bring the hidden gems up. First, we're going to bring this brother because I know he's been having some Wi-Fi issues. We're going to bring brother David Mal Jr. up to come talk about his skate business and what he's doing for the community, brother. Welcome to the community, brother. Holla at the people.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for having me. I really appreciate this.
And definitely go ahead and tell the community a little about what you're doing with your skate business, all the stuff that you're doing so community can connect with you, brother.
Basically, I started skating a long time ago when I first came to San Francisco. And now it's my job, I guess, in a nutshell. I've skated from San Francisco to LA 15 times, skating against hate, skating against violence, skating against crack, anything you can think of that could promote roller skating. I've led petition drives to close Golden Gate Park car traffic so that people can go out and skate. We recently opened up a roller skating rink right across from San Francisco City Hall. So basically, when somebody says, skating's my life and all that, they may not be able to live up to it like this, but this is my passion. This is my life. My entire family's involved, my son, my daughters. We basically, if you've ever been into Golden Gate Park or roller skating with people, you'll find that it's a really, really cool family setting. It's inviting, it's free, it's fun, it's cool. And it's been something that's been driving my life for many decades now. So what I do now is I go to every place that allow me to come in. I have a church, Catholic church. It used to be Sacred Heart Church. Back in the 60s, this is where the Black Panthers did their free food program for the kids for breakfast. And it's got a deep, rich history of the Richmond district. So I was fortunate enough to be able to turn that into a roller skating rink. And now it's like a part of the community. It's a part of what makes San Francisco special, the energy, the inclusiveness, the fun, everything that you're looking for, especially for your kids, because kids, when you can't skate, you're kind of vulnerable. Even the toughest of the tough, the roughest of the rough, when they got wheels on their feet, they'll fall down like that. which kind of opens their mind up more and makes them more, open to other people and other thinking, and they help each other. And for me, this is my thing. This is what I do. I'm trying to spread religion everywhere that I go. So, I mean, I've done back in the day, skating backwards down California Street along the Cape Cod line. That was on Real People and That's Incredible and all that stuff. We were just having a good time. Now having a good time is a lot more intense than it used to be. And I'm not, telling people to get out in the streets and go skating down the hills. But what I am saying is we've created a really great sense of community through roller skating, of all things. And it's open to everybody that wants to be a part of it. If you go in there right now, we're open right now. My session ends at 7:30, but every single person in there has got a smile on their face. All the problems of the world that you think about every day, everything that's going on, from COVID to, balloons flying over, or to, everything, you kind of like let it go for this one flashing moment, to listen to some funk, to dance to James Brown, to roll and to feel your wheels. It takes you away from all that, and it's become my whole life.
Man, very powerful stuff. And not only that, Brother David, you a cool brother. You know what I mean? I was see when you came on here. I've been to a couple of the skating events over at 155 Jenny that y'all threw on. I know there was a couple that you all did last year to bring community together for the backpack giveaway. And you always got these nice stylish hats and coats, man. You got your gear on, rolling out there, having a good time, listening to disco music. But I think one of the big things that we really don't highlight with skating is the exercise and the mental health component that's tied to it. And it's just fun. It's something about being cool, rolling around. Now I fall a lot, so I have to be careful. But I was out there trying to do interviews on my skates, and I was falling. So it can be a daunting thing. But I mean, definitely the events that I've been to that you've been out there, it has definitely been very cool. And how you guys do this roll skate dance and y'all rolling around backwards. It's pretty live, man. I think when we talk about bringing excellence and joy to our community, definitely skating is one of those things that can bring that type of energy out of folks, and racing and different things on skates. It is a fun thing, and it's something great to bring young people to, so that they can build the confidence to stand alone and be able to be vulnerable to fall and things of that nature.
Oh, absolutely. And plus, when you're talking about the racing, you're talking about different people. Black people got a different thing going roller skating than most people are used to. Even the whole setup of a roller rink in a community of color is much, much, much different than what you see in the established roller rinks, like, all over the country that you know of. I mean, there's a whole super fast lane that you go through. There's a slower lane. There's the middle. There's the JB style. There's all these different styles of skating that people don't know anything about. I'm with a group called BRSF, the Black Roller Skaters Federation. And what we're trying to do is to try to showcase all the different types of skating that people are doing. And we're doing this all over the country. And the thing is, we may not get the sponsorship and the things that you'll see with the indoor roller skaters. The indoor roller skating rink, I'm talking about the Roller Skating Rink Operators Association, they're like a closed set. They're not even hardly aware of the adult night skates and of the soul skate nights and things like that go on all over the country. But we're trying to expose people to it. So not so that people can come and, take it and shape it and, do what they want to do to it, but just so that they can see that, hey, look, this is a whole different thing. This is a whole new vibe. This is the kind of vibe that you need in your life, even right now, I play a lot of old school funk, and all that kind of stuff, disco and stuff like that. And I mean, I don't play a lot of hip hop, but I do play some. But when people hear that music, it's all about dancing. It's all about having fun and, getting out partying and stuff like that. And the young people love it. They're dying for it. They know songs that I done forgot. When they come up and they say, hey, can you play this song? I'm like, hey, how you know this song, man? I mean, how old are you anyway? 17? But it's cool, because it lets me be able to relate to them, and it lets them to relate to a whole new world. Because all roller skating rinks basically done closed. A lot of them had closed down. In San Francisco, people used to go down to the beach. Going to the beach was a big deal. Shelby and all the people down there skating at Ocean Beach. And then you only had one other roller rink since then. That was Lake Park on South Van Ness. That was owned by two of the Golden State Warriors. And so ever since then, you don't even have a roller rink. All these kids that grow up, they don't go to roller rinks. They don't go bowling. They don't do any of the kind of things that we kind of like took for granted as growing up. So I really want to make that available for people. I want people to be able to go and experience the same type of fun that we had. And it's been great for me, but for other people trying to do it, they've had some issues. And those issues are because of the gap between people knowing about skating and then people getting into it. People think it's a whole different thing, but it's really vibrant, it's inclusive, it's fun. And I think that just like you have a basketball court, a swimming pool in your community, in your park, you should have a roller skating spot in there. And so in Oakland, I built a place, it's Liberation Park, it's right next to the Eastmont Mall. When I started doing that, people were like, man, you can't go over there. Eastmont Mall, oh man, you'll die over there. They'll do this and they'll do that. I have been welcomed. I feel like Santa Claus. People they come up to me and go, oh man, thank you for bringing our community something. Now these guys just did the Black Joy Parade over in Oakland just the other day. They've been doing this for 5 years. So I've been getting my skaters that skate over in Oakland to go over and support that roller rink, because the thing was, and you mentioned this earlier about going up and asking and the people do it. I watch these people asking to raise money on GoFundMe. We need to build a roller rink and we need money and we need to do this. And I'm telling them, well, what are you talking about? Every time you buy a soda, a bag of potato chips, you already paying. This is what your tax money is for. You need to go to that person that represents your area and tell them, hey, we want a roller rink. And so when I was having this discussion with my friends, I said, look at this. Here's what I'm going to do. I sent a letter to every city council in Oakland and the mayor. And I said, hey, you know what? I'm working with the city here in San Francisco. We got this great roller rink. You need to do the same thing. And they says, hey, man, you know what? We got these people over here in Liberation Park, Black Culture Zone. They've been asking us to help them build a rink. Why don't you go help them? The next day, I went and called them up. And they says, yeah, CJ, Carolyn Johnson, she says, yeah, we want to do this rink. I wrote them a proposal and we built that rink and it is amazing. It is the only roller rink with a wooden floor. The biggest problem that they have, fantastic group, doing a lot of great things. They just don't know about roller skating, how to run a rink and stuff like that. They really need the support of the skaters, which is coming through now. So I think that Liberation Park is an example of what should be in every city. It should be affordable. They should have skates. They should have people and lessons and skating and DJs and all that good stuff. And what happens is people come. They have fun. They relate to each other. And even the toughest of the tough ain't tough when he's got wheels on. One little push is all it takes. And you can get away, And I think that whole mix is wonderful. I'm just... it's kind of unique that a person can do this. Almost the same thing when we went to Hunters Point Shoreline Park. They didn't know what really to expect. But I'm telling you, when you see those kids out there and they're having fun, and the adults, they know the songs. You got Marvin Gaye playing, and the moms and daddies up there playing, and a little kid coming around roller skating, and it's like, it's this kind of thing that we all used to have. You know what I mean? Growing up, with your family, your friends, kids went to school with and all that. And now everybody's pushing buttons. Everybody got a phone in their hand. Everybody watch TV to see how to act, And when you have situations like this, it's really the kind of education that kids and communities need. They need to see these examples. They need to feel it. And I guess I made it a calling. I'm really not doing anything special, I think. I think I'm just doing what I know how to do. You ask me about other things, I might not know it. I was in the Army. I was a ballistic meteorologist of all things. What you gonna do out here knowing that kind of stuff? Nobody shooting missiles. I just take what I have and I go with it as far as I possibly can. and my family is secure. My wife has got my back 100%. My son, he worked for San Francisco Achievers. He was working for getting kids in high school that probably wouldn't go to college, and he helped them fill out their forms. He helped them get scholarships and all of that. And now he's bringing those kids here to work with me. And they are the best workers. I mean, they come on time. They're excited about the job, and now they learn how to skate. They didn't know how to skate at first, though. But I am the luckiest person who never won the lottery. Because if I won the lottery, I would do something like, buy an old church and turn to a roller rink or something, But that's my life. That's basically what I do. And right now, there's a big thing coming up really bad for roller skating. All of the insurance companies, all those, there's only like 6, 7 of them, but all the big insurance companies have decided to drop roller skating for insurance coverage. And all the roller skating rinks renew their insurance on the 1st of April. On the 1st of April, there's going to be a big storm in roller skating. But I think I'm already on top of it because back in the past, I convinced Gavin Newsom to spend $1 million to repave JFK Drive. The other state senator, Scott Wiener, and David Chu, the assemblyman, they had their campaign start here at my Church of Eight Wheels. London Breed is the person who is helping me sponsor my roller rink in front of City Hall. So I am asking them to create a law that lets roller rinks and roller skating be exempt from lawsuits unless there's gross negligence. Okay, common things like that, keep floor swept, you keep the place clean, you do all that, that's cool. But when somebody decides they want to bring their dog in the roller rink and then trip over the leash, they shouldn't be suing people. And that's kind of what has been going on. Because when you look at the trend of roller skating, I've been skating since 1979. That's when I first went to Golden Gate Park, met my wife 2 months later. All of the skating thing, it goes up, it's popular, and everybody's doing it. And then people get hurt, they start suing. Pretty soon they start banning roller skating. And this is the cycle that it goes through. So as it is now, oh yeah, roller skating's at the top of the heap right now. You got everybody roller skating. You got every company, wash your face with roller skates. And whatever thing they selling, they got it all. But when there's lawsuits and stuff start happening, then they're going to drop. And then people won't be doing it like that. That's going to be everybody but me. Because I got a plan. I got a plan.
Please claim it. Please claim it because we need you in the community. And you said you started skating in 1979. Okay, I was about 4 years old.
Yeah, that's what I never forget my first time going up by McDonald's up here in the Haight, and I saw these kids in front of McDonald's going a hip, a hop, a hippie to the hippie, the hip, hip, a hop, yes. And I think, how the hell did they memorize all these words? And went from but that's been it. This is all I've been doing is roller skating.
Listen, we proud of you. You are no longer hitting. You are a gem. You're doing some amazing things, and don't you ever punch that down for what you're doing because it's amazing. I remember being a youngster going to the skating rink waiting for Friday and Saturday so we could go and kiss the boys. That's where we used to
absolutely. Oh, you wouldn't believe it now. This roller skate thing now is driven by women. It's women that's driving roller skating now. Because I see them right now. When couples come up, the guy, he don't really want to go. The girl, she's like, oh my God, we're going roller skating. And I go and ask them, I have my camera and I go, whose idea was this? It's always a woman. The guy is being dragged because you can't be tough and all that when you can't skate. All of a sudden, all that moxie, all that cool thing, when you can't skate, it humbles you.
So what you're saying is when you go on a date, you got to take your man to the skating ring to see if he really hardcore gangster. Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, yeah, I think that's I think that's the way it is. It's a great date too, because both of you're open, you're happy. It's always a good thing. And I know a lot of skaters. I marry people all the time. I am a registered reverend. I marry people here at the church. I marry them at Burning Man. I have a roller rink at Burning Man every year as well. We have Burning Man. We have Coachella. We have the Electric Daisy Carnival. We have the Indio Fest in Palm Springs. We basically take this roller rink everywhere. And it's always loved. It's always fun. And it's always good.
Now, do you guys provide classes so people can learn how to skate?
We do classes on
Or do y'all do
Saturdays.
the old school way where you just push you out there and push you and you just
No, we do straight up lessons on Saturdays here at the church at noon from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock. But every time we have people that teach you because I've perfected the 45-second skate lesson because of course you can't do it. You know, I can do things that, you know, I can do spins, I can jump, I can do all that
Have you
stuff. But
skated down the crookedest street in San Francisco? Have you did that?
I've done it backwards.
Ooh,
I've done it forwards
that's your
and
stuff
backwards.
now. Okay.
That to me, that's nothing. That's easy. I've done mountains. I've done you know, you're driving down the freeway and they tell you got a 7% grade. Yeah, I've done those. They're like 15 miles long, and sometimes in the middle of the night. Um, I've done a skate down Highway 65 near Bakersfield, and we were followed by like 20 miles with these guys with rifle racks in the back of their car. Um, we had
You
a
was in the
time
wrong
once.
neighborhood. That's why.
We had a thing once. We got surrounded by a bunch of lowriders, and one of them rolled the window down. We got skate against violence written on the side, and he comes to me and says, "Hey Holmes, you guys are in the wrong town." You know, we got all kinds of things that happen, but when it comes to learning, and when you're first involved in the skate, your mind is pretty much open anyway because you need help. You're sitting there standing, you're getting ready to fall. It's not that I can't skate, it's that I don't want to fall, especially kids. Now, what I find with a lot of kids is they don't have that man figure that speaks firmly and makes you, you know, grabs your attention. I'm really, really good at that. And the kids, they listen to me. And so once they listen to me and do the steps that I'm telling them to do, and then they get it, it's like a light goes off. It's like, oh man, this ain't so hard. And you know, I love that. I love that. I was teaching skating for free just because I was having a good time. That was like I had a job in the 90s. That's the last time I had like a job. And after I kept teaching everybody for free, I said, "Hey Rose, this job thing, well, I don't know if that's going to work, but I think I might make it roller skating." And so that's why I started teaching lessons and having people pay to do it. And I got up to like 60, 70 people a week at $60 each. I'm like, what I need a job for? And then, you know, you end up getting a new van and you get some skates and then you start doing nightclubs and pretty soon people start hearing about it. We did the Cell Space in the Mission District once a week. We did the Women's Building the first day of the month. And then one day this dude tells me, "Hey, I know this guy that's got this empty church, man. Maybe we could have a party there." And I say, "Introduce me to him. I'll convince him. I'll talk him into it." And I did. And that was in 2013. That was supposed to be a one-night party, but we've been here since 2013. And now you got the historical society coming. You got people that want to keep the roller skating as it is because of what it brings to the community. And when you look at this community here in the Fillmore, all of this, for all as you can see, used to be all black, all of it. And now, I mean, I don't care what color you are. You come in as long as you're having a good time. It's cool. You know, we love everybody. But this neighborhood has changed so much. And I want them to remember this neighborhood. I want them to know that the Black Panthers used to be right in there feeding kids and going to school. I shut the skating down to give them the building so that they could recreate that. And it was absolutely fantastic. And the people at all these different things that I'm involved to, let me see. I'm not into accolades and awards and all of that. I appreciate it, but I think I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. You know, I love skating. I really do. And I think that it really brings the kind of joy to your life that everybody kind of needs, especially now. And I think that, I mean, as a black man with a business, I'm one of a fraction of 1% of the population of San Francisco. You got 3% of the population of San Francisco's black, you know? And so you break down to the number of black businesses, and I'm like a fraction of them. I don't even know if you can see it on a scale, you know? But I'm gonna represent anyway, and I'm gonna do it the way I want to do it. You know, I am not one for a lot of rules and stuff. I've had many clashes with authority. I got a lot of nerve doing the kind of stuff that I do, but it works. It's helping people. It's I don't have no trouble going to sleep at night. And yeah, I got a little bit of attitude, but this city needs some attitude. This city is really lost its moxie. Everybody trying to be all correct and all that. You just got to be for real. Tell these people what you want. Get out there. Make some noise, because if you don't, you just you go to the wayside. If I didn't make the noise that I make with roller skating over all these years, it wouldn't be no roller skating going on. I've had the richest of the rich, all those blue bloods over there in the Pacific Heights and all that, Didi Wilsey, all of them, they could buy and sell us all. I ain't scared of them. I owe them nothing. I will do what I want to do. And I'm just hope that everybody can trust me to do the right thing, because that's what I'm going to do. The right thing.
Man, that's what's up. Very powerful stuff, brother. We got a big date. Black folks, we got a big fight. On March 14th, we got to step in the City Hall. When we talk about Dreamkeeper Initiative, when we talk about reparations, we got a big fight, and we're going to step to it, because my people, we don't run from fights. We step to it. Brother on the skates, I hope to see you out there on March 14th. You and the skate crew skating around, screaming out reparations now, DKI now, and great stuff. But I was one of the little Tasmanian devils that was on the roller skates when I used to go to skate ring. We used to go in there and pull all the girls down and make them fall.
Hey,
so I can't even think about my old skate days. I was bad. I was going in there pulling all the girls down. Me and my buddies, we ride around, we pull all the girls down, make them fall, and laugh at them. That's what that was our way saying we like the girl. We go find the girl we like and we pull them down. But
yeah,
we happy that it's a new day. The bishop won't be pulling anybody down. Okay, we'll be
absolutely
having a good time.
Well, you watch your back, John, because I might have to push you down for all the things that you did in the past. So watch your back.
Karma is a mug. I might get my karma back on skate. But I just want to give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to you for also highlighting the Black Culture Zone. Our first Both Sides of the Conversation event. We had a skate event over there in 2020.
Oh, great.
So, I know Barbara and them over there, and they are doing a phenomenal job. And again, it is at Eastmont Mall. But again, we had an amazing event. We had about 350 people show up. No drama, no none, just great times. And we're going to be connecting with them, and we're going to try to get another event and do some of the things we did before to help support them, as they are a growing organization, making sure that they have impact in community. But with that being said, brother, I'm going to be reaching out to you. My team got your email address. We're going to try to put together a skate ring event and partner with some folks and go out there so we can pull Pretty Tony and the rest of them down on the skates.
Let's make it happen.
Kylie, get your boy. Tell him we're gonna gang up on you.
Well, David, thank you for being here. Community, follow this brother. Go to his IG at SF Skate. Please check this brother out. Connect with him. If you're in the Bay Area, you want to see some of the events, some of the things that they're doing, get out there, community. Go have some fun. It's a great time. And I guarantee you, if you haven't worked out in a while, it's a great workout. You'll be sore the next day, but you'll appreciate the fun that you have while on skates. So with that being said, thank you for being here, brother.
So welcome.
Appreciate you. And we'll be reaching out to you and see if we can get us an event here before summer when these kids are getting out of school and put something together for the young people.
Sounds great. Thanks a lot for having me.
All right. God bless you, brother. Have a blessed evening.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, community. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and move up to our next hidden gems tonight. We're going to bring up Elder Penny. She's here tonight. Welcome to Both Sides of the Conversation, Queen. Go ahead and highlight. Okay, highlight yourself. You got a lot going on. Tell the people who you are and what you're doing, Queen.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be with you all tonight. I am Elder Penny McConnell, and I am from the Victory and Praise Church and the Victory and Praise Community Development Center in the city of Stockton. Yep, I know this is a Bay Area show, but a lot of you are either coming to Stockton or you have relatives that live in Stockton. And I just want to share what we're doing through the Victory and Praise Community Development Center. Before COVID, God gave me the idea to start a program called STEM Stockton. And for those of you who aren't familiar with STEM, it stands for science, technology, engineering, and math. And so we had partnered with California State University. I know you gave a great shout out to the UC system, and yep, that is wonderful. But don't forget the California State University system. They are excellent as well. They have a graduation initiative 2023 to get the kids through in 4 years. College shouldn't be 5 or 6 years unless they're just playing around. But anyways, we had been partnering with them and received grant money to do a 6-week summer math program that was culturally relevant for African-American children and Latinx children. And so that was kind of like the crown jewel for it. But when God gave me the idea to expand it, to add different programs for different age ranges, because that program was specifically for 6th grade up to high school. And so we added a Girls Who Code program for junior high school kids. And then we added a Legos program for engineering. And then of course, with COVID, all of that had to shut down, but we are back. And we are back and better than ever. So we just finished our spring session of Girls Who Code. We had one club that was grades 3 through 5th grade. And then we had another club that was 6th grade up to high school. And we are about to launch our very first Legos Kids program for 2023. And I am so excited because this is for preschoolers, preschool, kindergarten, and 1st grade. Because, you know, kids learn through playing. And so they're going to learn engineering concepts and they don't even know that that's what they're doing. Then, of course, we still will have our summer programming for rising 6th graders all the way up to high school. And then we're going to top off the year with some after school tutoring. So I'm really excited about what we're doing. STEM is important. I know you were talking about all of the layoffs at the big technology companies, but you know what? Technology is not going anywhere. And our children, our Black and brown children, especially in the Central Valley, they don't get exposed. I know when you were doing the announcements, you were talking about all the free programming that you all get in the Bay Area, but that is rare in the Central Valley that kids get some free programming. Yep, there's a couple STEM programs that different organizations do, but they typically have a cost. All of our STEM programming is 100% free. The parents just got to get them there. We've partnered with the school district to have breakfast and lunch brought in the summertime. We have a corporate sponsor, PepsiCo, that keeps the kids fluid with Gatorade and snacks and popcorn chips, whatever. And so I'm really excited about what we're doing in Stockton. And I just wanted to talk about it just a little bit with your people. That's me. What you got? What questions you got for me?
First of all, I just want to give a shout out to Stockton. Because for the last couple of weeks, we've been getting a lot of Stockton people come on the platform, and y'all holding it down there. So I know I heard you say a couple of times, Bay Area. We claim y'all too. We claim y'all too. All right. And it's super amazing. It's super amazing that you guys are starting with kindergarten, because we all know that preschool through 3rd grade is the most important for our baby's education. So I think it's beautiful what you're doing. And like you said, that Central Valley, we don't get a lot. And I'm saying we, because I'm in the Central Valley too. And I'd be like, dang, do I need to move to San Francisco? I'm jealous.
No.
So no,
stay in Stockton. Nope, stay in Stockton. Yeah. And so what we've found, and I've got some numbers for you, even as, because what I think is the problem is that our kids don't get exposed to stuff. It's not that they don't want to do it. They don't even know what they're good at. Everybody's not going to play sports. Everybody's not going to go into the music industry. Everybody, okay, can we be real, right? Everybody's not going to do those things. Yes, it's great for those who want to play football and basketball. Yep, wonderful. But that's not for everybody. And what we find is that once kids are exposed to something, they can decide, I like it or I don't like it, but they'll never be able to say they weren't exposed to it. And exposure is key. And as they grow, we are a small minority of the population. We're probably about maybe 12% of the national population, but we're only 9% represented as African Americans in the STEM field. That is ridiculous. 9%. 9% of representation, as opposed to some other cultures, 39% Asian representation in the STEM field, 25% Anglo-Saxon representation in the STEM field. And there's a lot of money to be made. Yep, everybody don't need to work at Facebook. Who's going to be the next one to come up with their own app? Who's going to be the next one to discover the cure for cancer? Who's going to be the next one if we don't expose our kids to and let them know that that's not a nerdy thing, to be interested in science? That's not a nerd. I'm believing that the next Bill Gates and the next Facebook is coming right out of Central Valley. That's what I'm believing for. And they're going to learn it right there at Victory and Praise Church. That's where they're going to learn it.
Wow, very powerful stuff. All I can say is, what a day, Black folks. If we talk about Black excellence all year long, there's some opportunities. And this is why I tell the community, it's important for us to come together. There's no excuse for our parents across this Bay Area and beyond to say there aren't opportunities. If you are in the Central Valley, you need to get your kids involved. This STEM field is growing tremendously. When you look at all of the different aspects of engineering, science, and different things of that nature, and UC is a big part of that movement, the state colleges. But again, when you look at STEM overall, and you look at the ethnic group as you put out there, Black folks is at the bottom. We got to get our young babies and teaching them about STEM and getting them in there, because it is very important and it's some wonderful opportunities. And this is what we have to teach in our community, because sometimes in our community, we think entertainment, sports is the only way that we can become successful and make tremendous impact. The amount of young people that are in STEM that are changing the game. And a lot of times they're in these companies and they're marketing to our communities because they have some phenomenal people behind the scenes that look like us, that are putting it out there to make sure that we are represented. But the more we can get in there, the better off we are. When we talk about artificial intelligence, when we talk about the things that are going to impact our future, we need to start making sure that our young children are getting into these industries and the STEM, because it is very, very important for our community to understand this technology, understand the science, because when people that look like us give the information to our community, it is easier to relate. It is easier to receive that information, especially when we're talking about science and understanding stem cells and understanding some of the things that are going on to help change the trajectory of our community. When we talk about the way diseases are being cured by the folks in science, it is some amazing stuff. We want to encourage our young people, and it starts with this early access to this information. And this is why I believe these programs, these organizations that drive our kids young, inspire them to go down pathways that they might not be able to do. So community, reach out. This is a great opportunity to make sure that our young people are getting access to the information. And we have to tell them, when we're talking about math, when we're talking about engineering, all right, there's this myth that Black students are not excelling in math. And I'm going to tell you, some of the amazing mathematics folks that have those degrees I've seen have been African-American students. Again, I always tell them, they don't tell me the mathematics that our culture have used have not impacted the world. Even the smartest of the smartest can't figure out how the pyramids are still standing. Your people,
that part,
yes, people that look like you, built something that even the smartest physicists and mathematic genius in this country right now, they still can't figure out how those pyramids are standing hundreds and thousands of years later. Okay, so just understand, it's in us. We just got to pull it out our babies, and we got to stop this negative narrative that Asian community and other communities get this math. We have to tell our young people, math is for us. We know this. Don't get it confused. Now, we might learn it a little different, but if you put the right teachers and you put the right people in front of them, math can be very fun for our young people. So just happy that y'all bringing that programming to our young people. What are the ages? I saw some questions. What are the ages of the young people that you all are accepting in the STEM program? And how do folks get connected to you all?
So for the Legos that we're starting next week, it is for preschool. So preschool, kindergarten, first grade. The summer math program is for rising sixth graders. So the kids that are coming out of sixth grade, about to go into seventh grade next year, all the way up to 12th grade. and it's a 5-week program in the summer, Monday through Friday. I have certified math teachers and tutors, and part of it is self-paced. So the children come in, we see where they are, and they build from there. They can go all the way up to physics or wherever they're struggling. I've got a whole entire staff. I'm not the one teaching math. I'm not the math person. But I've got great staff that will come and teach them. And we've had kids go from, because they do a diagnostics when they come in and they do a diagnostic when they leave. And we've had kids in that short amount of time go 5, 8, sometimes 10 points in 5 weeks because they're getting it. And now I'm getting reports that these same kids that, you know, were acting out and doing whatever, now they're on honor roll. Now, when we first started, now these kids are getting ready to go to college, and I'm writing college recommendations for them. So that's the math program. Girls Who Code, it'll be 2 different groups. It'll be 3rd grade through 5th grade, and then a 6th grade through 12th grade. And then we'll be doing another Legos Club in the summer that will be for 2nd grade up to 6th grade. So we got a lot going. We try to have something for every age range, every age group, because everybody can't do the same thing, but we want every child to have an opportunity. And so if they want to register, they can go to our website, www.victoryandpraise.org, or they can call me at 209-466-3976. Again, 209-466-3976, or find me on Facebook, tag me, or go to the Victory and Praise Church Facebook page and leave a message. The question says, does it matter what area? No, if you can get them to Stockton. We're not doing it virtual because it was a little bit challenging during the pandemic. We did try to do the math program virtual, and the kids was just tired. They were exhausted of online. So it doesn't matter where they come from. You just got to get them to me. But I want to encourage the Bay Area groups that are on here, because what I'm doing, even though the idea came from God, it's not hard, and it doesn't really take a lot of funding. Most of my funding comes to pay for my math teachers. But the Legos program, all you got to do is buy the kits, and they're not Legos. We're just not going to the store buying a Lego kit, letting them run free. We've partnered with First League Lego, that they actually sponsor Lego competitions nationwide, but they actually have kits. So even for little bitty kids, pre-K, they're going to get a workbook. So it's VICTORYINPRAISE. Yeah, Victory and Praise. The kids are going to get a workbook, and they're going to be in a team, and they're actually going to build. Actually, it's like an amusement park. I'm so excited about this. I can't wait to come back and show you afterwards. But yeah, those kits cost a few $100s for every 8 kids to come. The Girls Who Code that we partnered with, their curriculum is free. You just got to log on and get it. And they'll actually give you a grant to get some snacks to feed the girls and give you some free t-shirts at the end. After school programming, we're going to partner with the local colleges and get some college kids to come in and come and do it. So I want to challenge the Bay Area to keep up what you all are doing, because even kids, we have all of these announcements, but every kid is not being touched. And I want every child from Stockton all the way to Oakland, San Francisco, I want them all to have the same opportunity that every other community and every other child has. We need equity in this area for our kids. And so we know they're coming from a little bit of a deficit, but we can make it up. I'm going to type. Can I type in the chat? Can I put a message in the chat?
I was going to say, you should have put it in at the beginning of the show. But
I just want to put it in the.
Don't be yelling at our guest, John. Don't be yelling at her. She's a woman of God, okay? God is on her side.
I just want to make sure that our guests get her important information out to the community. But I just want to say
how do I get it in the chat for the comments for the people to see?
Just go to private chat and we'll make it happen for you.
Okay,
so I have to say this because I do want to connect you. We have some amazing folks here in the OMI they are running a STEM program. They got a big STEM hub coming up in April. And I think Miss Delia Fitzpatrick is going to be coming on here to talk about what they're doing. And maybe you all could partner, bring some of the kids from Stockton and San Francisco and be a part of this big STEM event. And,
I would love that.
Yeah, I'm going to connect you with her. I'm going to have my team give you her contact information She's doing a lot with STEM, and I know she got a big event coming up, and we'll be a part of that. So I want to make sure that I connect you with that. But lastly, Miss, the STEM part, the science part, okay? The parents is going to be calling you, not me, because I'm going to tell you. Now, if y'all wake up in the morning, you get your kids in these STEM programs, and they start coming in there with flour all over the floor, putting Mentos and Coca-Cola. I have my granddaughter doing that. She went to science class, started learning all of this stuff.
Making slime,
and everything.
I know the parents hate it. I know.
I woke up one morning, okay, Elder, and I was very upset at the STEM program. I said, "Why did y'all teach my granddaughter this stuff?" I woke up and there's soda all over the kitchen, flour all over the plate.
She's like, that baby alone. She's gonna be the next scientist.
School, Papa. I learned this at school. Jeremy Hauser. So we gonna blame you, okay? When the kids.
But I want to chime in on this real quick, because my children, they go to a school where it's only 2% of us there, right? So my son is struggling really, really bad right now. And for some reason with science, he's just excelling. And what I seen from him was he had to come home, like John is talking about, he had to come home and he had to do a project, right? And he got to pick whatever science project he wanted to do, but we had to record him. And he had to actually do like a presentation about the assignment, which I thought was so great. I was having fun. But the point is, he was having so much fun. Like his glow. Yeah. I can't even really tell you how. I can't even explain it. And even his teacher, she said, I seen something so different in him. He came out like it was like this was his lane. He had on his little apron. He was doing his little, like, it just was so amazing to see. And then for her to say the same thing that I seen too, is that like, and then I want to go back to what you said, like our babies just have to be exposed, and this new generation, they coming out doing like this to the phone, swiping and doing all of that.
Yes.
So I think when you were saying they're not even gonna know what they're doing, they're gonna know what they're doing because them babies know how to use these. I got an iPhone, and there's things on here that I don't know how to do. But when my kids, my 10 and my 7-year-old pick it up, they're doing things that I'm like, how'd you get to that? I didn't know my phone.
Yeah. I have a 2-year-old granddaughter. My granddaughter just turned 2 last week, and she has her own iPad that she will fight you about her iPad. And she know how to do. She can't even say her name good, but she know how to find all her music, all her movies, all her little Disney stuff. It's like, yes.
And I also want to say,
tap into it.
I hope that I know you were saying keep on doing what we're doing in the Bay Area, but what I see and what I hope and what I'm gonna pray about is that you come and teach the Bay what you're doing in Stockton, so we can have a hub in every city, because we really need that. We really need that. And you already know how it's going down in Oakland with the STEM program. We ain't even got to talk about that, because you already gave us the statistics. So I pray and I hope, Father God, you listening to us, that you're able to make hubs around the whole entire Bay Area.
Well, come on with it. If somebody's sending for me, I'll come. Any excuse. I'm from the Bay Area, born and raised, San Jose, East Side. Any excuse I have to come to the Bay Area and get some good Chinese food and some good shopping. I'm there.
You gotta go to Monkey King in Oakland, in Alameda.
Oh, Monkey King?
Monkey King. You're gonna like it. I just gave you the plug.
All right. Yes, you did.
East Side, San Jose, Story Road, King, Story and King, all my East Siders. Yes. What's going on, brothers? Both sides of the conversation. Y'all know I'll be down there. But definitely, want to thank you for the work that you're doing with our young people. When we talk about education and we talk about things that are culturally appropriate for our community, it starts with folks like you who look like us, who inspire our youth. And I think that's why it's so important for our elders and folks in the community to get involved and give back. Again, we don't need to walk around bragging and boasting about our doctorate degrees and how much money we made and what sorority and fraternity we with. How are we giving back to our young people? These are the type of programs that impact the next generation of young people. All right. So community, find a way to connect. If that is you in that industry, give back, reach out to the elders, reach out to the community folks that are doing this work. Let's advance our young people. Let's give them an opportunity. The job market is changing. It's not all about janitorial and construction. STEM is the way. This is a new way that we need to pave our young folks in the community to get involved with. And let's change the narrative about STEM when we talk about it. Elder Pennington, before we let you go, if there's any shout outs, anybody you want to give a shout out and thank your team, any of your folks at the church, please do it now before we let you go, because we don't want them to lie and say, girl, you went on there and you ain't even shout us out and we be doing all the back end. Go ahead and let the people know.
I want to give a shout out to my bishop, Bishop Rufus Keith Turner, that gives me the freedom to do this. My pastor Trina Turner, who's been on this show. She, when I grow up, I want to be just like her. And to everybody at Victory and Praise that supports what we do, because our mission is to be a one-stop shop where every need is met. That is our goal. That is our mission. That's what we get up and do every day. So keep us in prayer. And thank you for the time. And I send me that info, because I lay down a challenge: Central Valley versus East Bay STEM challenge. Come on.
Now we don't want.
Okay, now you took it a little too far.
We just want to uplift, okay? Black folks, we don't want competition with each other. We just want to bring the bright minds together and uplift and empower all of the young people now. I'm trying to stay out of this.
Ain't nothing wrong with just a little competition. Just a little something. Just love it.
A little bit.
But
loser buys lunch at the Monkey King.
So I want to say, thank you again for the amazing work you do. And this is why I love this segment so much, because we get to connect with people that sometimes our community don't see. Maybe there's a family moving from Oakland, moving from San Francisco, headed to Stockton. There's a lot of movement happening now with the change in the economy. And this is why this segment is so important, to make sure our Black businesses, our community organizations, our churches, our leaders come on here and let the community know what they're doing so that they can get connected. Too many times in our community, folks are talking about, I don't know where the resources is. I don't know how to connect my kids. And that's what we try to do here, is make sure our community gets that information. Community, make sure you're tying your young people into some program. We've been putting out a lot of information going across the Bay Area. There is a number of things going on. There is not an excuse this summer while young people are out. There are a lot of opportunities for jobs, internships, education. Please connect with us. Sign up on our newsletter. Find out what's going on. All this information we are pumping out to the community. And that's what this is all about. We're just trying to impact our community, make a difference. When we talk about changing the narrative, people like the elder here is what it's all about. They're changing the narrative, making it happen. So thank you again, Elder Pennington, for being patient. I saw you back there rocking like John Henry. Better call me next. I'm glad to have you here, and we'll definitely be reaching out. I'll make sure that Angelique gets you Miss Fitzpatrick's information so that you all can connect, because she is doing some phenomenal things with STEM, and I think it'll be great to bring the Central Valley and the Bay Area together for maybe a STEM contest, or just see some of the talents, to give each organization an opportunity to see what they're doing, to inspire our young folks' mind and get them to think bigger and better. I think youth empowerment is so very powerful. And with all of the great leaders leading the front. So shout out to you all. Shout out to your pastor. And thank you all for continuing to love on our babies and make sure that they get the information that's needed. And like Tony said, maybe your child is not excelling in all areas. Maybe it's STEM. Let's find a way to curb that education in STEM, because they just might have a mind just for that and do some amazing things. So thank you for being here. Stockton.
Thank you, guys.
You guys are representing again. You are here.
In the house.
Stockton.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Queen.
Thank you, guys.
I'll make sure you get that information.
Have a great evening. Thank you so much.
All right. You as well. All right, community. Very powerful stuff. We have one final hidden gem. She's been on our show. She's been doing a lot of stuff. We got our book too. We bought her book, but see, I didn't know she was coming on to the last minute. I couldn't go in there and pull out her book. I got so many books, but we did get her books to support her. Coming back as a hidden gem to talk about some of the things that she is doing. Miss Linda Hillman, welcome back to Both Sides of the Conversation, Queenie.
Hey, it's good to be here. Y'all like my second, well, maybe my third or fourth home, but y'all like my third or fourth home. So I'm glad to be here. And I am glad to kind of talk about what it is that I'm doing and how I'm trying to impact the lives of people that I am assigned to assist in the world and in the universe, and as well as the city of San Francisco. So as you know, I'm a pastor, so I have New Life Ministries. I have Whole Ministries, which is Women Healed of Life's Experiences. I have Women of Worth Destination Retreats. And basically, Whole Ministries and Women of Worth Destination Retreats work together. I do classes to help women that have gone through trauma deal with that trauma, because sometimes we're carrying baggage and we don't know that we're carrying baggage in our relationships, and not just our love relationships, but all of our relationships are suffering because they are not being handled well, because we're not taking care of ourselves. And so I teach us how to do self-care and take care of ourselves, but to heal from those wounds. I have 4 books that are being re-released as of April the 1st. Will You Be Made Whole? Don't Count Me Out. Start Strong, Finish Strong. And in the meantime, and I'm trying to do this really quickly because I could talk all day about these things, but Will You Be Made Whole is about the woman with the issue of blood. And there was a, how can I say it? There was a process that she went through as far as her healing. And it's a process that anyone can go through if you're dealing with emotional and physical bondage. And so that's what Will You Be Made Whole is about. It's about that process and how you can deal with your, we like to call them generational curses, but even sometimes it's not a generational curse. Sometimes it began with you. And so we teach you how to deal with that. Don't Count Me Out is my life story. The things that I've been through, the lessons that I learned going through those things, and how I became the woman that I am today, dealing with and facing and confronting the trauma that I went through in my life. Start Strong, Finish Strong is just basically what it is. If you start something, you need to start it strong. If you're going to finish it, if you start it, you better finish it, and you got to start it and finish it as strong as it began. So it's kind of dealing with that process. And I give you a lot of examples of people who have gone through certain things in life, and they started strong. In the middle, it got muddy, but then they finished strong. And so that's to encourage each person to understand that you don't have to accept the blows that life gives you. You can set your own term or set your own tone of life. And I think we talk about changing the narrative. This book will help you change the narrative. If you start something strong, the middle is going to be a little muddy. You're going to go through some stuff, but you need to focus on finishing as just as strong as you started it. In the meantime is a lesson on how you wait, when waiting is key, right? We sometimes want stuff right now. We hear this term a lot, and I guess it might be a church term, but we hear this term about a microwave generation. We are a microwave generation. We want everything now. But what this book shows you is that there's a preparation, and there's a thing that you have to go through. There's a process that you have to go through that's going to get you to the end. One of the things I do is I help people find their purpose. I have a business called Destined to Be You. It's a life coaching business, and I help people find their purpose. And I'm not just talking about their passion, because if you find your passion, that's going to burn out. But if you find your purpose, you will find that anything you do that purpose will underline that. And people say, well, Linda, you do so much. Why don't you get burnt out? I don't get burnt out because I'm walking in purpose. I'm walking in the thing that I'm supposed to do. And I understand that all of these avenues are just vehicles for me to perform my purpose. And so I teach people how to find their true purpose and walk therein. Then I have Done Right Financial Solutions, where I help individuals understand money, because I think if we do ourselves a disservice. I know growing up, I saw my mom pay bills. I saw her do things. I saw my parents, budget and all of that stuff, but I didn't truly understand what money was. And then I turned 18 and I started getting credit cards. I started getting all of this stuff and run my credit to the ground because I didn't understand money, and started living paycheck to paycheck or paycheck to Monday, because I would get paid on Friday, and by Monday or Tuesday, most of my money was gone except for what I needed to get back and forth to work. And so I taken that and I started researching and looking and found out that, they used to teach financial stuff in school, but Rockefeller said, we don't want people, we don't want thinkers, we want workers. And so they took it out. And so what we need to do is get a different mindset for our money. Our money should be working for us. We shouldn't be working for money. And so with Done Right Financial Solutions, there's a whole slew of resources and a whole slew of services that I give under that Done Right Financial Solutions. One is tax preparation. The other is financial education and coaching. I also hook people up with financial advisors. I'm not a financial advisor, so I hook you up with financial advisors that are going to teach you, not just tell you what to do, so you can have an understanding on how your money works and you can allow your money to work for you. And then the last thing that this little chick does is I have 3 podcasts, Conversations to Be Had, This Is Me Show, and The Linda Hillman Show. The Linda Hillman Show is kind of like the Oprah Winfrey Show. It's conversations that I want to have with interesting people about what it is that they do, and I bring them on the show. This Is Me Show deals with people that have gone through trauma, and now they're thriving, and they learned lessons, and those lessons can be taught to other people or shared with other people. And you can then take those lessons, apply them to your life, and start to thrive. One of the things I like to say is you're not meant to survive, you're meant to thrive, which means that if you only live in life to survive, then your existence is it's a pretty sad existence. But if you're thriving and if you're happy and you're full of joy, then you can absolutely contribute to the rest of the world, which is what we're supposed to be doing. And then Conversations to Be Had are just conversations that we can't have on Sunday or Wednesday night over a pulpit. So we have them on my podcast. So we talk about all kinds of stuff, just all kinds of stuff there. And we just get down to the bare tax. Or I don't know what the word I'm trying to say. We get down to the bareness of it and we expose some stuff, and we deal with a lot of things on those podcasts. But that's me in a nutshell.
Ms. Linda, we need more of it. It's a lot of trauma bonding going on in our community that we got to fix. So when you talk about talking to these ladies and we need some real therapists out here, because I don't know what's going on with some of these folks. Everybody's a therapist now, but I don't see any work getting done. It's more toxic.
I'm not a therapist. I'm a coach. And I have a pretty unconventional way of dealing with things, because I'm going to push back. I'm not going to just come and tell you, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Well, try this or try this. No, you're going to do the work. Because if I had to do the work so I can smile at myself and like myself, you're going to have to do the work and deal with your stuff. And it's not always somebody else's fault. I like to tell people, whenever you point your finger, there's always 3 pointed back at you. And so you've got to deal with you before you can deal with somebody else.
Wow, that's very powerful. I'm glad you're doing it. Again, we need more coaches out here, because the more I see therapy, the more toxic it gets. I'm like, is the therapy really working? Our community got some work, okay? And we need some more folks out here doing this work, but we appreciate all of the work that you are doing. We have picked up some of your books. We're going to be giving out some of these books that we've got from our hidden gems. I have to read through them and then give them to the community. But, we want to make sure that we support you. I think when you talk about financial literacy is very important. When you talk about thriving communities, that's one of the fights going on right here in San Francisco, is how do our Black community thrive? And every time we start to unify, every time we start showing our excellence, our joy, here they come trying to find a way to strip us of that. And again, this is what this fight is about. But it's going to take us all from the spiritual pulpit to the community leaders, all the way to our elected officials, down to the people. All right. All of this power is going to take the people of the community. But when we talk about community and how do we heal and how do we fix the things as we step into this mental health month that is coming up, when we talk about the historic month that we are in for Women's History Month, how do we empower our communities to make sure that everybody is uplifted, everybody gets the support, because there's so many folks feeling like they're not involved, they're not heard. And I'm happy to see all of these podcasts and all these folks doing the work, because again, people just want to be uplifted and heard. And I think that's what it's all about. But we got to continue to have the difficult conversations, and we got to have both sides of the conversation as well, because too many times we don't get to hear both sides. So just glad that you're doing that and making sure that folks is getting the opportunity to speak their truth on your platform.
Right. And, my thing is, you got to be seen, you got to be heard, but you got to deal with the shame too, because I think sometimes, you said earlier today when you were talking about, I think it was the announcements, how the men have to step up and what are we going to do about what's going on, or what the men are going to do about what's going on. And I think a lot of times we don't do stuff because we're shamed. We feel that we should have done something a long time ago. And so why do something now? And now is the perfect time. We have to start somewhere. And if you don't take the time to start now, when are you going to start? So I'm glad to see that you want to have a conversation with men about how they can make a difference and what they can do to step up, because we do need our fathers, we need our kings to step up and show the princes and the princesses how to live and how to thrive. And I think, yes, the women doing the work is wonderful, but we need our men too.
So, Ms. Linda, I want you to give a shout out to all these community organizations that and I know most of these organizations are ran by women, okay?
Right.
They need to have some humility and some compassion, okay? I'm in these meetings, okay, Ms. Linda, I'm going to tell you, the women aren't so welcoming when the men come in this building. There's not a lot of men who doing this work. But we got to teach our sisters too. If we want to get the men involved, we got to also make sure that the men are at the table. If we want to heal our community, we can't just give mental health and services to just women. We got to also make sure that it's there for the men. And I just keep saying this and echoing this, because I'm going to tell you, I'm in these meetings. 85% of these services, these grants and things that come to the community, they all go to women. And it's nothing against women. Our women need these services. But I keep advocating, what are we going to do for men?
Right.
Now, when it comes to women program, they'll give women stipends, pay for child care, pay their rent, give them gas to get to the programming, everything, food. And then they get a man programming and they don't have nothing. So again, if we really want to change the narrative, if we really want to impact our community holistically, the real wraparound, there has to be a mutual access to resources for the males and the females, for the community. And I'm going to keep advocating for that, because I'm telling you, there is not enough services that is provided when it comes to the African-American males, to the Latino males of our community. We're not there. And again, when we're in the space, queens, let the king speak. Let the king speak. Don't speak for the king. Let the king speak. Because I get these meetings, they want to tell me about man. And I'm like, hold on. Let me tell you what the man need, okay? So be humble, ladies. All right? Just be humble. But Miss Linda.
But see, I think too that at least for me, when I was going through, we have it, can I just be real? Men have hurt women, right? Throughout history, men have hurt women. And so when we do finally get in places, and I'm not saying this is right, I'm just saying what it looks like to me. When we do get in these places, these unhealed women are still looking at you like Joe Henry that came through and did me wrong back in 2004. So now John Henry comes along and I'm looking at you like Joe, and I'm not dealing with you. I'm dealing with my past. And so I think women have to do that. And then on the other hand, I'm a woman pastor. So can I just go on and put it out there? women treat me bad because they be like, I ain't gonna go to a woman pastor. Okay, but God called me, you didn't, right? So I understand wholeheartedly where you're coming from, but I think that it still takes us healing. And when you come in, do you come in with the sense of, I'm coming here to help, or I'm coming here to take over? And if you're coming with the sense of, I'm coming to help, then honey, girlfriend, queen, those of you that have the floor and the mic, let the man help, because you're asking for help and they're coming to help. And it took me a while to get there, but now I recognize this is not the boo that hurt me. This is the John that's coming in to help me. Okay. He's not coming to hinder. He's not coming to block. He's not coming to stop me or to take it from me. He's coming to assist. And so as long as you come in that spirit, then I need to let you be who you are and let you shine.
And I appreciate you for naming that and uplifting that, because that's what needs to be said. And yes, men have caused a tremendous harm to our community. But when we talk about community, the women of our community has caused just as much harm. And so we got a community healing process that has to happen for males and females. We can never equate what took place in the past, but where we at, there's an equal amount of these type of turmoils in our community for men and women. And it's going to take healing. It's going to take conversations. Maybe it's going to take us to go out and have a skate day. I don't know. But we got some healing.
Can we push you down, Bill? Can we push you down? We can't push you down.
Yes, we can push him down. You don't have to ask permission. Okay, we run the world, so don't worry about that.
I was just telling y'all about my Tasmanian days.
Well, you shouldn't have been telling us your business. But you see this question in the chat that I want to address. Are our men willing to go to therapy? I hear you say, John, man this and man this and man that. But remember, y'all got the better jobs. Y'all get paid more money than we do. I ain't gonna go there because that's a whole nother conversation for both sides of the conversation. But let's address this question in the chat. Are men willing to go to therapy? Specifically, Black men.
Black men.
Black men are willing to go to church. To church.
Yep. See, you ain't even listening. See what the Lord do to you. He exposed you for who you are.
See y'all messing with me tonight.
We can't even get it out.
Okay, Bishop.
God don't like you, Bishop. He don't like no. Look, I didn't got hot. Let me take my jacket off. Hold on.
I have to say that black men in this country are doing a phenomenal job, okay, of getting mental health. Are we where we need to be? No, we're not.
Right.
Okay, but there is a swing happening across this country of black men seeking therapy, reaching out to deal with their trauma. You even starting to see it on the live stream TV. You see Scrappy from Love and Hip Hop. You see different folks starting to get therapy to deal with their traumas.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
You got to understand what you're dealing with when you break it down the walls of a man. Because when you told from the child, the time you born, you not to cry, this stuff is embedded in you like concrete. Okay.
Right.
It's hard to break through that. There's not enough black men across this country who are willing to be vulnerable. That's why when we get men on this platform to be open, to be honest, to talk about their hurt, their pain, their anxieties, their depressions, the things that they're dealing with is very, very powerful and important. And this is why I encourage all of the brothers in the community, whether you're in the church, whether you're in the schoolhouse, whether you're in the corporate America, be vulnerable so that other men can see you the vulnerability to speak up and do things. We've been doing this in our community. We have started a movement of black men hugging each other, saying we love each other, not on nothing else, but just that, because we have to change that narrative. What emotional intelligence is, what emotional connections is, and how to have emotions without demasculating these individuals. It's a lot of work. It is hard. It is convincing. But then once we get the therapy, are we open to really deal with it in our community? Because we still get those woes from women who say, oh, you soft now. Oh, now you tapping into your emotional side. And I'm going to tell y'all one thing. Are men willing to go? Yes. But if we're going to get more men to go, this is what I'm going to ask. And this is a request from the women. And I always say this, Tony, you know, I say it all the time. As we get men in our community to start seeking therapy, start getting mental health, we need the queens of our communities to understand, as these men become vulnerable, opening up, that our women in the community don't use their vulnerability to weaponize them, use those vulnerabilities against them. Because again, once you get a man to open up, and if you tear down that wall, it might be a long time before you could go through that wall again. So again, don't use those vulnerability tools as tactics, because we know some women are using things as tactics for arguments and different leverages in relationships.
It's a choice of words for me, sir.
It's okay. It's okay. But I'm just saying.
But I agree with you.
It's true, Tony.
It's true
I
that
agree.
we can't victimize them when they decide to go and do that. Just like we don't want to be victimized for our vulnerabilities and being open. So I understand. I received the challenge, and I will do better. Not that I've done it, but I will do better to not do it. And I think someone said that we gotta take the stigma off of mental health. I know in the Black community, period, we have to take the stigma off of mental health. It's okay to seek therapy. It's okay. And especially people in the church, because the first thing they want to say is just pray about it. Yes, pray. Absolutely pray. I'm a pastor. I'm going to tell you to pray. But I'm also going to say, here's the number to a therapist. You know what I'm saying? Here's this or here's that, because we've got to understand that some things you need to sit down and talk about them. And you may not feel comfortable talking to your pastor or your bishop or the apostle or whomever your spiritual leader is. But if you go and get a Christian counselor, so they understand your Christian personality or the way you're trying to live your life, but seek help. Don't be afraid to ask for help.
But I also want to say that also, community, if you do get a therapist, or when you get a therapist, because we're going to speak it into existence, it may be that therapist don't work for you the first time. And it might even be the second time you get somebody that don't work for the second time. But don't give up after you've already seen those therapists, because there is definitely someone that you can be matched with. So I know that a lot of the situation in community is that people have tried. And you know how we are. We don't like to be hurt. We don't like to be, coming up in there sitting with Susie Q and we looking like this. Yes, find somebody that you look like. Like you said, like Pastor Linda said, like there are definitely Christian therapists, but you do also have a right to get a therapist. And if it's not working out, you could choose somebody else.
Right.
You could go to chick therapy too.
Anyway, Pastor Linda, I am really eager to dive into your books. You said a lot about what you do. You do a lot. Can we talk about a little bit about your coaching?
Yes.
Now what I could tell you in my generation, I have a lot of groups of people that I'm in with different groups, and people are really loving these coaches nowadays.
Right.
But they are super expensive.
Right.
And I do believe that you should pay for things that will make your life better. I do believe that. And I also believe in trying something for a year, and then if it doesn't work out, then keep it moving, But what I would like for you to encourage community about is that we spend money on Jordans. We spend money on our cars. We spend money on our weaves. Like, I really want you to dive into community and let them know how important it is to invest in their life.
Right.
Invest in a coach, because like you said earlier, you said something that I really, really liked. You said that not just your passion, but your purpose. You help people walk in a purpose. And I think a lot of times with community, we just don't know our purpose.
Right.
We don't know how good we are with doing this and doing that. We all think that we're supposed to be born with a gift, but we really are born with a gift.
Right.
But so I would love to hear you chime in more about that if you can.
Yeah. What I do for my coaching, and first let me deal with the money thing, since that's what you went to. People pay for what's most important to them. And this is what I always tell people when they come and they sit down with me. Now I give them a 30-minute free consultation to see if we're a fit. So, that's that. And I go through 5 transition questions. But what I tell them is that people pay for what's most important with them. And if you want people to invest in you, and I'm not just talking about money investment, I'm talking about time, energy, knowledge, wisdom, all of that. If you want someone to invest in you, then you've got to be willing to invest in yourself. That means you got to be willing to open up a book, be willing to watch some of this stuff that's on YouTube that's good. Not everything on the internet is good, but there are some good things out there. You got to be willing to do that and be willing to hold yourself accountable to someone. That's what a coach is. A coach, I'm going to ask you, what is it that you're trying to accomplish in your life? And when you tell me what that is, my job is to define that for you and refine it if we need to, readjust it if we need to, and then hold you accountable to what you say that you want. But most people, because they don't know who they are, they don't know the gifts they have on the inside, they don't know why they exist, really, they tend to say, well, I'm good, I'm a lawyer, I'm good, but they hate their job every day. Or they, I'm married to this man or this woman, but they can't stand them. They say, I love you, but I don't like you. I don't think you need to be in a relationship like that. So my thing is, when they come to me, I ask them, what do they want? And if they're willing to make that investment in what they say that they want, just like you are willing to buy those Jordans, you're willing to buy them red bottom shoes, you're willing to buy, and I'm not saying anything's wrong with that, but just like you're willing to do that, you got to be willing to invest in having a thriving life. Because if your life is thriving, you'll have more money and more time and more energy for all that other stuff. But if you are just surviving, you're always going to be one step behind. So in coaching, it's really important. And the difference between coaching and therapy is that I'm going to give you strategy. I'm going to give you techniques. When you go to therapy, you're talking about your feelings, you're talking about your emotions, and they're dealing with it from a medical standpoint. I'm dealing with it from a practical life standpoint. And so I'm going to tell you how to live that life that you say you want to live, and to really help you understand who you are and why you exist now. Because you don't exist 100 years ago. You don't exist 100 years from now. You're here for a reason.
Well, I might need some coaching because I don't know what I'm here doing. I just know I'm just moving in the spirit. But I'm glad you said that, because I think that is part of coaching therapy that needs to happen, because too many times, I'm around these spaces and folks to do mental health, and a lot of folks is always talking about doing the work. You hear, you got to do the self-work. Right. But they really not explaining what that works look like. And then the people that's doing the work, again, we have to be the examples of the community, because it's like, if you're going to therapy, you're doing all this treatment, and you still out here toxic, still doing the same old stuff, it's not convincing the people. So we have to find the right therapist. We have to find the things that's really working to connect people, because again, just telling people is mental health, because we famous for saying these things in our community, mental health, but we're not saying what it looks like. Right. I listen to these shows. I'm watching these folks. I'm in these digital streets, even on Clubhouse, different places. I'm listening to these mental health conversations, and nobody's really talking about what that looks like. Right. It's just go get mental health, or how did I get through this? We have to be able, as a community, if we're going to convince people, it's just like when you got to go to people's houses to convince them to come to church, we got to do the same thing in mental health and really be able to display. These are the steps that we are taking to empower ourselves to be better. Right. Our community needs to see it that way, but just telling people, you got to go do the work, you got to go do this is what you need, and we're not delivering and displaying what that looks like, it's going to hold our community back. So coaches out there, therapists, do your part to be clear to the community what those steps look like when they're trying to get therapy and trying to get help, so that it is a realistic and settable goal that they can have that'll keep them engaged, to make sure that they're having progress and understanding that the work is actually working.
Right. And two, I just want to add that most coaches will have two ways of working with them. Face-to-face is always more expensive because it's my time, your time, whatever. So it's going to be more expensive. And I didn't really want to use that word, but no other word is coming to me. Than if you do digital work. So I have like digital things that you can do where I'm not necessarily there, videos of me, whatever. Those are going to be a little bit more affordable for those that say, well, I just don't have the money. And then once you get through that, if you decide, well, I need to really sit down and look Linda in the eye, then we can talk about that. And I normally do payment plans and stuff like that to help if necessary. A good coach is going, if you really feel that it's a good fit for you, they're going to work with you on your budget and tell you what they can offer you for whatever value you can pay for. So know that too. If they're not a good coach and they're just in it for money, they're going to just say, well, it's, $10,000, $25,000 to work with me, and they're not going to work with you. But if it's a good coach and you guys vibe together, they're going to work with you. So know that if money is the issue, know that they will work. Well, at least most of the coaches I know will work with you.
I appreciate you bringing up that payment plan. I was waiting for you to say it. You took a little bit too long to say it, but you said it. Now, there's one other burning question I want to ask you regarding therapy. Now, I know that you're a coach, so this may not apply to you. So if it don't, please excuse me.
Okay.
Can we also talk about mental health and medication? How do you feel about that? And how can you explain that to community? The good thing about medicine and also the bad thing about medicine, if that exists in your world.
Okay, so as a coach, I don't prescribe medicine. I'm not a psychiatrist, so I don't do that. However, what I can say from the research and stuff, because I do deal with people that see me and a therapist, and I've dealt with some people that were on medication that did not work for them because it was too strong or it wasn't the right medication. You've got to do the work yourself. If someone says they write you a prescription, you need to make sure that everything that they say that medication can do for you, it can do for you, and understand what the side effects are. Because there's a movie out that I saw actually yesterday. So it's funny that you asked me this. I'm trying to remember. I think it was called Side Effects. That's the name of the movie. And it's about a girl who's taking medication, and they talk about the different side effects. And this girl did her research, and she knew what the medication would do. Even though she wasn't taking the medication, she got off committing a crime because she knew how to work the system. And so it's really important. I said all that to say it's really important that you do your research and know the medications. And just because a doctor told you to take it doesn't mean that you have to take it. There may be other medications out there that work better. And so do your research. That's,
okay.
That's the advice I would give to my mom.
Okay, but I need a little bit more from you because you
Okay.
you didn't answer my question.
Okay.
No offense. It's two perspectives here, so I love you, Pastor. But what I want to know, I heard what you said, and I agree with what you said. But what I want to hear you say is, as a pastor, as a woman of God, as a coach, as a partner to a therapist with a client, do you agree with medication? How do you feel about you do? Okay, that's what I want to hear.
I agree with medication, but only to the extent that it's the right medication for you. If it's not, I don't believe that you should take medication just to be taking medication. Some people, they get prescribed stuff and they don't really need the stuff.
No, I agree with you, but I just want to know, is that something that you believe in and that you promote as well? Because do you believe that medication does work for some people? And do you also believe, like what I said earlier about the whole therapist, Paxil might not work for you. You might have to get another medication. These are the things that people really need to hear, because us Black people, once stuff go left, we're going to quit. We're going to stop. We're not going to do it. We're not going to try it again. We're going to be afraid. We we're gonna be closed off to it. So
Right.
it's important that I want community to hear that if you do need medication, that ain't nobody's business. But
Right.
you and God, and you need
Right.
that so you can get through your day. Because there's
Right.
people out here that can't even roll over at the bed and put deodorant on. That's how bad it is right now.
Right.
So,
And so
some people
medication,
might need medication.
right. Medication is good. Make sure it's the right medication for you. I wholeheartedly, if I went to a therapist and they were like, hey, you need to do this, that, and the other, and I would do it, but again, after I did the research, I wouldn't just go home and pop the pills. I would do the research to make sure that it's good for me and what I need to do, because I know the life I live, and I can't be, foggy. I can't get brain fog in my life. I deal with other people and their lives. So I can't be shaky. And the other thing is I can say is that as a Christian, because I know a lot of Christians don't want to take the medication. They just want to pray about it. And again, not putting prayer down. I don't want anyone to say, well, the pastor was against prayer. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you take the medication until God heal you. That's all I'm saying.
just going to say this, community. Sometimes you need a pill and a prayer. That's just what it is. Some people need the pill, take the pill. I'm around these facilities that deal with psychiatric patients. Some folks need the medicine, and when they don't have their medicine, they're not right. It's just what it is.
Right.
You
Right.
find out what you need. Don't be afraid. Take what
Right.
you need to get that balance. You know what it is. When you put it in your body, you know if you feel normal or if you feel foggy or you feel like it's not working. And that's where our parents who have young people, on medication, it is your job to monitor the young people, see their behavior, see how they moving. Is it working? Is my kid
Right.
active? And that's where you can have those conversations. But in our community, yes,
Right.
some people
Right.
need a pill and a prayer. Some people
Right.
need a prayer. Some
Right.
people just need everything. Okay, I don't
Right.
know. Whatever.
And
you
there's
need.
nothing wrong with
That's
it, community. If that's what you need to get through your life for a period of time, it might be intermittent. Just do what you got to do to take care of you.
Right.
I'm
Right.
going to take a pill tonight. Okay.
Please take a couple.
All right. With that being said, Dr. Hillman, I'm gonna call you Dr. Hillman, okay? Because at the end of the day, holistic.
Well, I'm in my PhD program, so yes, it's on its way.
I always say holistic healing is part of being a doctor. Community, it's not the title. It's what you're doing in the work, and we just appreciate the work you're doing, the advocacy, the books, the information that you bring into our community. And this is what I'm talking about when we talk about solidarity in our community. It takes all folks. But I also want to make sure that I connect you, Dr. Hillman, because there is a program that San Francisco is going to be putting out, free mental health for all San Francisco residents. There's a program, I just heard a little bit about it. The Department of Public Health and some other folks are doing something that never been done to make sure that our community get access to therapists, to psychiatrics, and all of that stuff. I'm going to be rolling that information out as we get more. I just heard about it last week. San Francisco is about to try something phenomenal that no other city has tried when it comes to mental health. So this is going to be very, very powerful. And I definitely want to make sure that you at the forefront of the seat of it. So you have that information of what's going on to be connected, because they're going to need therapists. They're going to need coaches. They're going to need consultants and folks that can do this work to help impact community. And it takes us all. So I definitely want to make sure that I get you that information as I get more on it. I'm on those calls and just find out what's going on. But there's some phenomenal things happening. And again, prayer is one thing that's going to help uplift people. Sometimes it's medication, and sometimes it's having a seat on the chair with somebody. I always say Uncle Stank always called himself a mental health healer, because there's always somebody sitting in the chair. Community, be a voice, be a listening ear. It's too many suicide cases. There's too many things happening in our community. You don't have to be the professional. Sometimes you just need to be the ears to listen to the folks who are venting, to try to get the things off their chest to help them maneuver through the day. So with that being said, we got to get out of here because it's late, Ms. Hillman. If there's any shout outs, any folks you want to acknowledge, any of your praising folks in the community, Please do it now before we let you go, Queen.
Yes, I want to thank all the members of New Life Ministry that are watching via TikTok and Facebook or YouTube. Also, I want to just say hey to my twin. She was just on, Elder Penny McConnell. We got ordained on the same day, so we call ourselves spiritual twins. So hey, and I love what I hear that she is doing in the city of Stockton. And just, hey, both sides of the conversation, y'all keep doing what y'all do.
Man, very powerful stuff. And you got a powerful name there. I know D Hillman. I don't know if y'all related, but she's another powerful Hillman in our community that's making impact. She's the president of the Baby Opera House. So shout out to D Hillman, another phenomenal queen on this History Month. We got to keep uplifting the queens all month. I know Kylie's keeps saying it's Women's Month. It is Women's Month. And we talk about all the historic women as well that continue to be pillars and trailblazers of our community. This change is happening. There's new faces, new spaces, and there's some opportunities for our young people in the community to start making that transition and pay the way to be the next generation of leaders. So we're excited about that. But before we go, Khalees, if you want to give any parting words before I give the benediction tonight, because we got to get out of here, go ahead and say it. If not, we'll just move it around to Tony and get out of here tonight.
Oh yes, it's been a great evening. All the beautiful hidden gems. We enjoyed everyone that came. Hopefully, community heard everything about skating. We have things to do out in the community to stay from being at home, so you can go skating. Slide around and hopefully you don't run into nobody. Besides going skating, you could get with the STEM program so you can educate yourself so you can be the next Black engineer. And also, you need to tune in with your mental health and make sure that you're balanced out and don't fly off the end. So this has been a very good night, a beautiful night. So thank you for having the platform, John.
All right, Pretty Tony. Give some part words to the community. Tell them about Chick Therapy.
Thank you so much, community. Oh my God. Tonight was a great show. Thank you to all the gems that's no longer hidden. You guys are doing amazing things in the community. I love it. I love it. I love it. Please come back and give us updates. And most of all, just like as we're talking about mental health, community, take care of yourself. Community, call somebody. Community, there's hotlines available. Community, there's therapists and pastors that's waiting to help save your life. And once again, you got a platform right here, our platform right here, both sides of the conversation. Maybe you're not a person maybe you're an introvert like John, and you don't want to talk about your feelings or something, but there's people that are introverts too, and you will vibe with them. There's somebody for somebody. It's just like another relationship. So I encourage you to put you first and care about your life and get some healing. And you know what I'm going to say? Keep ascending, community.
Now, y'all know I love Tony. We always punching fun at each other. It's all love. Community, like y'all be going at it. We just love each other. And we always cracking jokes to keep this platform fun because this is an authentic platform for our community. Okay. We don't want to make these spaces and conversations so rigid that when you come here, you're timid. I want you to feel part of the community.
And John, sorry, one more thing. What I just want to say something, what you're saying right now is that these conversations are heavy, community. And sometimes when we hear these conversations, we're thinking about these conversations. You know why we're thinking about it? Because we want to think of a solution. So yes, we do have to keep a little bit of humor on this platform because these are real life stories. People are going through these things right now. And everybody might be somebody that's watching this platform that needed to hear something, that need to be healed. So we just want to put that out there. Sorry, John, for interrupting you.
That's okay. Y'all can always interrupt me because I'm not important anyway. Okay. I don't even know what my purpose is. I'm just walking with the people. Okay. Wherever I shall lead, wherever my ancestors take me, I will follow. Okay. That's being a humble servant. Okay. We just follow people. But with that being said, because we got to get out of here, I'm going to give a quick wrap up and a benediction to the community because y'all know the bishop always have to give something back to the people. So we're going to kick it off with this tonight. Okay, tonight I've been shaking because it's been great information here tonight about bringing community together. Tonight's hidden gems, no matter what form of fashion they come from, it's all about the people. We talking about bringing people together, united as one, in solidarity. I don't know how to connect with people. Maybe it's putting on a pair of skates, sliding and gliding through the neighborhood, connecting with other folks. It's all about love. It's all about connecting. It's all about finding a way to relieve some of the things that's internally pushing and pressing on us every day. And maybe it's skating. Maybe that's what it is. Just get it out there, feeling free, enjoying the breeze, riding with the people. Nothing happens without the power of the people. Then we had the phenomenal queen come to hear about educating our young people, teaching our community about STEM. When we talk about innovation, when we talking about being intentional, we have to make sure that we are doing a phenomenal job with our young people, advancing them, giving them the tools that they need to be the next generation of historic history makers. And that starts with STEM. It starts with science. It starts with math. It starts with coding. It starts with being able to step out of the realm, out of the comfort of your home and doing the things that other folks are doing. We have some brilliant minds in our community. Community, don't get it twisted. We have some phenomenal young people that are very gifted and they have the skill set. All they need is access. Tonight, you had a hidden gem. The elder was here, Miss Pennon, bringing that access to our young people. If you are in the Central Valley, please make sure you get out and support the program. Get your young people involved early. Teach them early that they could be the next innovation. They could be the next science breakthrough. They can be the next Nobel Prize winner that we are talking about. That can happen. And then lastly, when we talk about mental health, when we talk about self-care, when we talk about self-love, tonight, we had Ms. Hillman talking about the power of coaching, the power of therapy, the power of understanding that sometimes in this work, you have to have somebody to hold you accountable when you're going through the changes, when you're trying to make that innovative move, when you're trying to step out of your box. Sometimes you need that person that's going to tell you no, that's going to tell you you're not doing it right. There's going to be that time where you're going to need somebody to reel you in, to bring you back and put you in a place where you could be successful and you could do the things you need to better help yourself. When we talk about mental health, this is the number one issue in our community we must address. If we're going to get trust back, if we're going to work in solidarity, if we're going to move forward as a community and thrive, we're going to have to get our minds right. And therapy is where we need to go. If this is you out there, make sure you find a coach that can help you. Make sure you have access to someone who can listen to your pain, listen to your depression, listen to the things that is impacting you, because it is so important. Whatever you need, please go seek it. If it's a prayer, please pray. If it's a pill, please take the pill. A pill a day, a prayer a day might move all of that away. Whatever it takes, we must find that pathway. As we continue to grow as community, we'll continue these conversations about mental health, about relationships. You find what works for you, because together we can make it happen. I'm loving all of the people. I'm loving what I'm seeing. The work must continue. It hasn't started the way we wanted to, but we can finish this on the right foot. With that being said, community, our next live show is this Thursday. Please tune in as we intentionally make sure that our community get access to information that sometimes our community doesn't get. We'll have a phenomenal presentation this week for you. Tune in and check out what's going on and make sure that you are connected with community. And to all the community folks, March 14th, City Hall in San Francisco, please be on the steps. Let's go in there and let these folks know we're not playing about reparations. This is not money that's owed to us. This is the money that we're going to take because we know the historic harm that's been caused to our people. No more begging, no more asking. We're taking equity in 2023. You must go. You must walk with us. You must see. We will believe in 2023. Together, we could do it all in solidarity. Community, this is an issue we all must stand for, no matter what your political beliefs, no matter what spectrum you stand on. When it's a Black issue, we step together. We don't run from the fights. We walk to them and we deliver. And this Tuesday, when we show up, we're going to deliver the very fight that they've been asking. We're going to show them the amazing work that's been going on, and how dare them even think or question the work that's happening in our community. So I hope to see you all out there in solidarity. I'll be there. I'll be out there with the people. Y'all know Wherever the people be, that's where we'll be. Both sides of the conversation. Looking forward to seeing you all this Thursday. Have a blessed evening. Be safe. Community, the storm is here. It's coming. Make sure you prepared. Get your lights, your candles, your radios, your batteries, your sandbags. Make sure you reach out to your local city and make sure whatever emergency preparedness information you need to have, please have it, because this storm is supposed to be a heavy pack of rain. There's going to be a lot of flooding. And community, when you're driving, be safe out there. Slow down a little bit when the roads are wet so we don't have all these collisions on our highways. With that being said, have a blessed evening, everybody. Looking forward to seeing all you next week. Black folks, let's show up and fill the supervisor board with all black folks. Let's go. See y'all on Tuesday. Have a blessed evening, everybody.